Cities be ours beyond the powers where we will roam. Towards the colors evil thieves and beggars never shall we die. Cross together, hoist the colors high. Evil thieves and beggars never shall we die. Good evening, everyone. It's kind of an odd evening for us. That doesn't make us any the more or less. We are pirates, each and every one of us. You don't want to admit to it, but I'm going to tell you. When the rich outweigh the rest of us by such a great divide, you become a pirate real fast once you realize that they'll never let you be anything more. That's right. We are rebellious. We are the rebellion. We are the ghost that they seek and will keep them chasing forever. That's what we need to become. If we're going to be under a tyrannical rule, we need to become millions of ghosts to follow, millions of ghosts for them to chase, while those who are attaining our freedoms and the justice ahead. Freedom is what a pirate always seeked. But they were always denied. For 1400 years, the Irish ruled the seas, kids. Not the pirates of the Caribbean, for only their mere 80. Irish was real pirates, folks. The more I research, the more I discover. They were the descendants of Vikings. And if anybody looks up Viking, they were very hardy. They were very strong. They were big men. And and their women. I'm going to look more into their women because I'm more interested into a woman who comes from either Ireland, the Netherlands, somewhere in there. Hey, Jay Blues, good to see you, man. Yeah, there's not a lot of playing here, although now that Jay Blues is here, I will show you, man. No one can tell me any background to this guitar. State of the art. That's what it says there in gold lettering. I know the lights don't give it justice. It's a Les Paul copy. It's definitely not Al Gibson. I know that. I bought it in the mid '80s, late '80s actually. It was already used when I got it. I've been trying to find. I found basses that are the same color, binding all the way through the head, neck, and body. But I can't get any information on it. But I tell you what, I put a Jackson humbucker. I replaced one of them that burned out. I couldn't get any sound out of it. I don't remember whatever happened to the original. But the bridge pickup is the original. The other is not. That's a Jackson humbucker. And it gives it such a nice, clean, beautiful sound. I'm impressed by it, but I'm still but an amateur. But I've heard other people plug into the same amp, the same pedals I have. It must be in their pickups, because when they plug into my stuff, it's like twang, 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 twang. I plug mine in, and the pickups have much more quality, man. That's just what I've always acknowledged. That's what I've always seen with my guitar. Like I said, state of the art. It's in gold lettering. I thought Diamond might have done it because Diamond always had gold lettering. I'm still researching on it, but it's a beautiful sounding guitar. I love it, man. Yeah, it's definitely. Hey, thanks, Skinner. It's definitely got the. It isn't the white binding. It's now yellow. Like I said, I got it in like 86, 87, right in there. So I know the guitar's at least 85, 84, right in there. It was used when I got it. It's still a nice guitar, man. Yeah. I thought maybe it was a Japan model, like a remake of, because I've seen, like I said, I've seen basses and I've seen Fenders, state of the art across the Fender body, state of the art on I don't remember what brand of bass it was, but it was like the same company had made a lot of state of the art guitars, and I know I'm not going to get thousands for it. I don't want to ever sell it. I love my guitar. I hope I can pass it on to a grandchild or a great grandchild at some point that wants to pick up and fucking run. We all kind of think that. Yeah, the wind definitely was different. I'm doing very well, Skinner. Very well. As I tell everybody, I wish I was about 150 miles north of where I'm at right now. If I was, I'd be much happier. I'm going to cover up that door in the background. Yeah, I keep forgetting to do that. What happens when you have kids? studio combination. That's what happens. Okay, now the background is better. Yeah, I'm pretty sure of it. The only way to know is for me to click off the camera and oh, there we go. Yeah, I get that white door out of there and it just kind of blends everything into black. My ceiling will be much better. I'm still working on that. I'm deciding on what kind of a ceiling background I want. I know it's going to be black with stars. I don't know if I want it lit up because I've also got to run lights. Yeah, I got to run lights across there, and all in the back of me. That's coming. That's coming yet. I don't want it real well lit. I kind of want it dimly lit. All right, everybody, I'm glad you're here. Maybe I had to holler out to a few people. Let me holler out to a guy who was on my last live. Maybe he'll come on. Come on, John Gotti. John Gotti Martin. Oh, excuse me. Oh, terrible. I go navy blue with a galaxy style technique for your ceiling. Navy blue. That would have to include the entire galaxy. Right. Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea, Skinner. Oh yes. I don't know if he's going to come up or not. He just flagged me on something. I'm going to have to look. Oh, follow request. No. Instagram. No. Hey, watch Mr. Reagan on YouTube sometime. You might be amazed. I know I'm probably preaching to the choir. Mr. Reagan. It's a good connection on YouTube. I find a lot of shit found out there. I was on another guy's channel earlier. I didn't want to be drinking on this channel, but I am on this one. All right, when did we go live? How long have we been live? Let me take a good look at that. Let's see, 14 minutes. Oh, we've been good 15 minutes. Yeah, so, that was 10:30. I like to keep a log of what's going on, and what we're chatting about. That way I don't lose focus on what's going on here. Yeah, right on. Thank you, Skinner. Appreciate that. But I want to do low level lighting. I don't want it to be above, maybe a little above what's going on right now with red. I think that's kind of variable. See, I can change that as I go. I can make it yellow. I can even make it white. But whiting it up at the top would be another thing. Right. All up in that corner there. And then with the ceiling mural. Yeah, I want that to be the stars. I'll make it the I don't want it to be the galaxy that we're approaching. But at least some kind of a blackness with stars in certain little groups rather than all congealed in the fog like this one has. Yeah, that one has a lot of fog on it. I don't want to be. If at some point I'm going to show you this mural over here, the big one I've got, the huge one, right in front of the moon. It's weird they have this circle with it almost looks like a satellite balloon. I will show that later on. It's crazy. Yeah, I'll show that when I'll be able to flick back and forth between this camera and my live on my phone. I'll be able to do that. I'm getting there. I appreciate that, Skinner. Oh, yes. I'd like more visitors. Nobody's come up on chat yet. Or come up on the panel. What are you scared of? Skinner, I'm not going to ask you. There's reasons for that. I know you're not one to come up on the chat, and that's all right. I'm not going to pressure you either. No. Monarch. Relaxing with the mafia, right on, Monarch. Hey, Monarch, I've seen several of your videos and giving you a thumbs up. I'm impressed. I understand the depth, and I appreciate it. There's not a lot that give that much depth to their YouTube videos. Thank you. And I understand there's not a lot of people that see the depth of that. And that's what happens, I don't never like. Some of us men, we weren't raised by other men. We had to learn to raise ourselves. My father left the country when I was 9. But I was still able to gain some kind of, I don't know how to explain it. It was a maleness, some kind of identity without a dad. My father and my 2 grandfathers, my dad's dad and my mom's dad, died within 1 year of each other. Kind of a post sign to say, hey, you need to do this on your own. I was in my late 20s when all 3 of them passed. 2 grandfathers and a dad. I never really knew him. I knew my grandfathers better than I knew my father. But because of my own thinking, my own thoughts, my own way of being, I came to understand my own dad. I'm a much stronger man than what he would have ever been. I already know that. He was in the 50s. My dad was perfect example. Biff from Back to the Future. That was my father. In the exact same time frame. Late 50s, high school, and he was the asshole of everybody that knew him. My dad became obsessed with back then they had everybody go. They had nuclear fallout drills, and my dad had that embedded in his brain as a young kid in the early to mid 50s, and then he got into high school. And yeah, same thing. He had in his mind that the Soviets were one day going to nuke us, and what he did was he calculated the one place that they wouldn't nuke. That was Australia. He had a stepdaughter and a wife with him when he left. Divorced her, stepdaughter went on her own whorish way. Hooked up with another woman and had a son, my brother, Matthew, in Australia. And he's not one to communicate one-on-one. He was more through his mother communicating with me. And I cut his mom off because she just got, it seems like his mom never got over my dad. And she was constantly trying to compare me to him. I haven't been in a relationship. My dad was a womanizer. My dad wouldn't have gone 4 weeks without a relationship. I've gone 20 years plus. Just saying, you know. And it's like, she kept trying to compare me to him, and it's like, well, look, lady, I don't need a woman to make me feel complete. I've learned to do that on my own. And she just, well, you're just like your dad and controlling and blah, blah. It's like, lady, I want you to think and believe whatever the hell you want. I have that, but that's not. And here's a comparison. I spent 2 years with my mom in her last 2 years of living. She had MS. She was misdiagnosed for at least 10 years with osteoporosis. Turned out to be multiple sclerosis. When I got to her, she could still drive her, what do you call that, electric wheelchair. Not a problem. Within a year, she ended up almost breaking her foot. When that happened, I looked at her and I said, oh no, here's your wheelchair. Wherever you want to go, we will go. Because I wasn't going to let my mom break her foot. My stepdad and I always had a constant, hey, by the way, you could put her into a home and take care of all this. You don't have to worry about it. No. Because that's not the way I want to go out either. So me and my stepdad, we kept her at home. With MS, your functions start shutting down. Unfortunately, it's your kidneys that start to go. She turned yellow, and we got her in there for tests, and she needed a catheter. With that catheter came a hospital bed in the living room. And that's where my stepdad and I took care of her from that point on. Liquid morphine. Let me tell you about when I got there. She was eating pills, right? Pain pills. Something I'm just so. I started looking at what her prescription bottle said. And it said, as needed. And I got in there after my sister could no longer take care of her because my sister had back surgery. She couldn't do anything physical on disability. Hey, sis. Right. And I took over because I could. Well, I tell you, those pills, they they um they just really messed me up. My dad was wanting to give her one every 6 hours, and I'm like, wait, Dad. Hey, Ma, how are you feeling? No, I feel okay. Then let's not give her a pill. And that was out of the norm at the time. And the next cycle, I think it was 6 hours. I was like, hey, Mom, how you feeling? So I give her a pill. Okay. You know. 6 hours later, hi, Mom, how you feeling? Oh, I'm feeling great. Okay. I got her down to almost, I'd say about a fourth of what she was taking, because they were over medicating her. It said as needed. And if I'd asked Mom at those intervals, okay? I got my mom down to her minimum medications where she became coherent again. Her and I started having conversations about the past. And I can honestly say, hey, I spent my time constructively with my mom her last 2 years of living, getting any kind of issues I had with women out of the way. I understood my mom. I understood why she did the things she did in her early years. She divorced my dad when I was 6 in 1967. I understood what she did and why she had to do it. Still to this day, I praise her for what she accomplished. She didn't create a son of his father. I'm very self-conscious. I would never hurt a woman emotionally, physically, especially physically, or mentally. I did my ex-wife. I backed off from her, and after 6 months, I got back over and said, "Are you sure this is what you want to do?" And she reassured me, yes. I never had any harsh words, or I never issued any threats or anything like that. Her first husband did that crap, not me. That's not how you treat a woman. And still to this day, I cannot look back and call my ex-wife a bitch. I'm sorry. That's just not a word that applies to my ex-wife. And she was never like that. She always will be a respectable woman in my eyes. And I hope after her husband passes and she's in her moss-colored trailer looking back on these days, that compared to what we would have had, no matter how complicated or changing it may have been, we still would have had much more. I wish you the well. I wish you all the well. I hope your life goes well. I hope everything works out for you, and somehow you gain some kind of equity from that moss-colored trailer, and a third of an acre property it's on. Oh, have a nice life. I wish you well. That's just me, kids. Right on, Margaret. Right on, Monarch. Appreciate that. I'm looking for somebody to come up. Damn, nobody's come up. But nobody's got any balls. I heard that earlier. And you know what? I don't think anybody's got balls to come up. There it is again, and it's already pinned at the top. Come on up. I dare you. Have the balls. Come out. One other guy listening in the background. Mike. I'm pointing right at him, and I'm sure of it. He lives here. It's the guy, that's one half of the people I stay with. He's a good guy, man. Everybody hail Mike when he comes up on the chat. Yeah, we're gonna keep going. Let's see if we can get some background music since I've been running my sucker. I had the we gotta go with the blues because that way do it on YouTube 0. Stand out. No, we don't have any commercials here. Not even for a moment. No. Oh yeah. Let's see if we can get one of my other subscribers up here. Alright, William. Yeah, bring the whole thing up here. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Let's do a share. Alright. Back in the chats and see if I can drive in here. Let's see if we can bring him up here. Let's see what's happening there. Ain't nobody here. It's crazy. You don't go up on everybody else's shit, but you won't come up on mine. That's crazy, man. I don't know what meltdown, what other. I guess that's what you're looking for. The crazy crap. Rather than the real. Fine. Deal with crazy. Got a live guitar sitting right here. Right here. And look at all your ladies. Look at all the lanes out there, man. I could count hundreds. I got a different program, don't you all watching? That's crazy, man. It's really crazy. Yeah, let me lose it. More of a rhythm player here, guys. Oh, excuse me. Much more like that. We like that. Yeah, and then I can sway back and forth. My shadow hits them. Yeah, I like that. Oh, yeah. Hey, I'm looking for anyone to come up here and play chat. Come on, man. Monarch? Hell yeah. Jay Blues, appreciate that, man. Yeah, we try to always be smooth here, man. We're pirates, but we're not uncivilized completely. I can look at a man and say, you're a pirate, whether you want to admit it or not. Jay Blues, you are a pirate. Hey, man. You're part of the entertainment at the pub. Advanced at the pub, but still you're great entertainment for many of us pirates. It makes you a pirate as well. Because you know as well as I do, you're in the pub and there are deals and things going on. You're not going to be not a part of that. That's right. We all have our hustle. That's the deal of being a pirate. You make your little extra on the side. If not an extra, that is your primary, but you want the government and their taxes to think otherwise. That's right. We are a cool. I don't like that drama crap. None of us do. And I've witnessed a lot of that. Oh my God. Oh, I've seen the drama channels. Much respect to them. Let them do their thing. I don't want to talk bad about any single one of them. I don't want them focusing on me. And I definitely will not mention them whatsoever. No, I've seen that. One mention of a specific channel, and oh my God, all of a sudden all their minions descend upon you. I don't need that. I want the Dominions to come here and feel welcome. Their minions to come in here and feel welcome. Oh yeah. And we started at 10:30 tonight. What are we at? 11:20 something. Oh yeah, we're good. Oh yeah. Beat. I'll do some beat with the rhythm. More of a rhythm. And in the middle of that, I'm not going to give you commercial side. Oh, volume down. Mute. Oh, so beautiful. Let's come back to our.
October the 4th, my daughter.
Oh, that's weird. Turn back up. All right, let's try that again, kids. Now we started out on an organ when I was a kid. Went to guitar a couple years later. I should have stuck with the guitar, with the organ. My brother's got that covered, as far as I know, anyway. JB. That's my brother, JB, not JAYB. My brother is capital J, capital B. That's my brother. It's funny that JB, JAY, capital B came in. Still a brother, but the original JB, capital J, capital B is my brother. Same mom. As far as I'm concerned, that's my brother. You know, half brother, any of that shit. We've been together forever, man. Well, we'll see. As the years go by. Oh, yeah. I know that's a rhythm question as well. All right. What do we got going on here? J Blues was the last one. I'm going to blank out for a minute. Yeah. Yeah. So looking for somebody to come up here on the panel. Come on up. I dare you. Who got balls to come up here and click that link? Head on the post. Who got the pasties to come out now? Here it is. That's right. There it is. Come out. Well, there's a couple of you here. There's at least two more besides me. Come on. Oh, yeah. leave it blank here. Thank God I got music going. There'd be no dead airspace. Oh, yeah. Hey, Jay Blues, come on up and talk to me, man. I'm but an amateur in comparison to you, Jay Blues. I'd like to learn. Guide me, direct me. I'm open to learning, man. Let me tell you, what I've seen you do, I wish my brother had gotten to that stage after all the years of collecting keyboards and the night. I need to concentrate a little more, but it would be nice to get some instruction from a guy who's, to me, he's got pretty much all that going on. Yeah. If you get a chance, hit that like button if you would, please. That would really, really help me. I am going to step out for just a second or two here. Mother Nature does call. But I'll leave the music on. Please. Yeah. No, there we are. Jay Blues, let me bring you up here, bro. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great, brother. Definitely. Cool evening, man. Deep. Love it.
I'm trying to bring your mic settings. Oh man, you're at the almost the lowest setting possible.
Now let me I should probably bring my mic.
I'm gonna adjust that for you here, bro.
Okay.
There, now I can hear you. Hey, thanks for coming. Appreciate it.
Yeah, had to, brother. Had to. I love it. Love it, brother. Peace and love. That's it.
Yeah, right on. Man. Let me bring my face up here. Yeah, there we go. All right. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm nothing but an amateur. I've been I'm going to call myself a 35-year amateur. I I was the kind of guy at the very beginning. I wanted to play my own stuff, but I couldn't find guys who want to do like you're doing. That they had the setup. Let's go into the studio and see what we can create. These guys want. Let's go to the bar. I couldn't find guys who wanted to go to the studio instead of the bar.
I mean, it's still sort of, uh, you know, back in the '80s. Uh, I grew up in New York, uh, born and
Yep.
raised, uh, born in Staten Island, and grew up in the Rye, New York area. And back then, you know, uh, everything uh, was pretty much live. You go out and play live, but as everything progressed toward the '80s, uh,
Hey, is there any way that you can increase your mic volume?
absolutely, yeah,
If you would, please.
yes, sir, I sure can.
Because I got you at 200% and I'm just barely hearing you, my friend.
I'll bring that way up. Let's see. Uh,
Hell yeah, man.
yeah, this helps at all. That might be a little better.
I can barely hear you. I got you. Oh, there you are. I hear
Yeah,
that.
you got me now. You got me.
I've got you. I heard a rustling through your hair, but then it,
Yeah, let me bring that up. Let me bring it way up.
yes, please.
How's that? Is that better? Does that help at all? No?
No, I heard more the rustling of your mic than I heard anything.
Okay. That's weird. Okay, let me try something else here. All right, what about now? Is that any better?
No, you're still.
No.
It's like you're in the very background of me.
Okay, let me try this. I want to switch.
I've got you set at 200% here.
Yeah, let me see what this does here. There we go. Let me get in my settings. Audio. Bring the mic up.
That instrument off to your left,
Yeah,
that's circling. What is that?
that's the Leslie amplifier. That's Leslie 122.
Right.
Yeah, that one's
Beautiful enhancement.
that's a 67, 1967.
It's a beautiful enhancement. Absolutely. I see it on many of the studios that are doing some very top quality work. Yeah.
Yeah, that's I'll try and brighten it. I can't get that bright enough.
God, I wish your audio volume is terrible.
Hang on, I'm gonna get off this. Let me get off that. All right, how's that? That should be the.
Oh my God, there you are.
Yeah, you
Hello.
know what? The headphones are dying out, buddy. That's all it is.
Hmm.
So,
Hey, it
dying
happens.
out. But that's cool. No, that's a 1967 Leslie, and I've got what I'm leaning on is a 66 Leslie. They're identical pretty much. Uh,
And my headphones here, I've got the new model AKGs.
yeah, yeah,
They're not too bad. You don't have any kind of a volume controller setting on the cord, but they're good for monitor work. Oh yeah, I
yeah.
I still here's the thing, I pay about $2.10 a pack for 20, where everybody else pays $4, $6, $8, $10 a pack. These are from a reservation. Basically, they're Cheyennes. I get them in Michigan. Like I said, $2.10 a pack, right in there. That supplies me with my nicotine. Now we want to go the other direction because I am in a legal state. Thank goodness. I have a vape pen from Loom Cannabis, corner of Portage and Meredith Drive in Portage, Michigan. Yeah, that's THC 92.8%.
Oh yeah, yep.
Yeah, it's like taking a shot of whiskey, kids. I love it. Appreciate you coming on here, Jay. That's the coffee. Thanks
Yeah,
for
go
coming,
ahead.
Jay.
No, hang on a sec. I wanna get something here that I
Sure.
thought I had over here. Hold on a second.
Right on.
But yeah, as things progressed into the 80s, you were either out in LA trying to go live, and if you're in New York, you were in the rear with the gear, but you're just working on more. You had a lot of R&B boom from 83 to 89, and you had the hair band boom.
Yep.
And I worked out of a major studio in New York City, and I just happened to stay in the city. I never went out to LA for that scene. Plus, keyboard players were not in demand for hair bands.
Right.
Unless you wanted to do a ballad, then you get hired out to play a session player. And
Right.
no, you weren't going live. So, I think jam bands are today is it. It's what we need in the country. We need a big old festival, right?
Absolutely. That'd be something. A nonpartisan festival.
You got it. Oh yeah.
It would be fucking wonderful. Where you come dressed as you are, and everybody's like a midday or a nowadays kind of Woodstock, but everybody keeps wanting to put a Woodstock thing on what happened back then. It's not the same. Back then, it was Woodstock was more of a anti-government movement. at the
Well,
time.
it's,
And,
that's,
nowadays would be, well, my side, your side, our side. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear a side. I just want to know that we're all getting together for one purpose.
you better believe it. That's and I think it's starting to absolutely happen. And you let me know if that audio gets low. You still good? I'm gonna sit down.
Yep, audio's still good, man.
Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah, battery died on the other set. That's cool. Yeah, but no, that's I think what's happened is that people are starting to see that um, we are, you know, we're in a corner now where, you know, we I just don't feel like, and I hate politics, but I'm going there.
Right. We're tired of being misled, misrepresented, and misconstrued into all these other little parties and factions and ideas. We all know that we want a moral society, and that's what we need to come to grips on. A moral society. That's what we're all looking for, dude. A moral and a society that makes us all happy, not separates us all from one another. Yeah, it's coming. Intelligence. Right now, we've had too many good times, and it's bred a lot of weak-minded people. What that will breed are a lot of rebellious people who will breed a lot of strong people. That's the
Well,
cycle. That's
I
the
think
cycle.
when we grew up, now I was born in '55.
61.
Okay, I come out of a hardcore blue collar family. Definitely the black sheep of the family.
Amen. Yep, I was too.
And I think that, you know, the reason that there's this cloud that's over the good majority of everybody is because the perceptions brought to them through media. They're bombarded. And, you know, we're fighting for our rights. And when the curtain drops, there's a lot of people that are just going to be in shock. And, you know, that's my take on it.
Media. Media has misrepresented us. Media has misrepresented us all. Media portrays us as left or right, when at the same time we're opposing the government. It's weird. The media is the separator instead of the people. What? He who controls the narrative controls it all. That's what they say. But we're starting to go, well, wait a minute, what? It's not who controls the narrative. It's what we actually think. They don't want us to think. The minute we start thinking, it goes against them.
Yeah.
That's what they don't want.
Did you know that David Rockefeller, on his deathbed, one of his final memoirs was make something so believable and so out there where everybody believes it, and it's done. And they do it through the media.
We need to restrain our own media, hold them more accountable. If they're going to tell us the truth, we need them to bring evidence of that truth. If they can't do that, then they have no right to be telling us anything. But you know, like the saying goes, who watches the watchers who are watching the watchers? You see what I mean? It's a very thin slope there that we all play on, and who can we define that will say, okay, this particular media outlet is telling us the absolute truth compared to all the others. Who's the judge of that? We for some reason we lack the moral center of all that. But we were given that a long time ago. I'm not going to go into religion, but we were given the moral center 2023 years ago. But that seems to be forgotten. I'm just saying. Yeah. That was our moral center 2023 years ago. And it seems like, well, we need to be skeptical. We need to be further skeptical of that fact. The last word they don't fucking contend. Fact. Exactly. It escapes them, man. It's like, wait a minute. We need to go back to those tiny little sentences rather than these 40 paragraphs afterwards. Fact. And they don't want to hear that. Yeah, I heard you. I heard that. Yeah. We don't want to get all religious and everything. You know, hey, there's a higher power. I believe in it. I'm going to go where I want to go. If I wasted 80 years of faith, okay, but I didn't waste that. And just in case, I get an eternity. Rather than 80 years of degradation, I spent 80 years going, maybe I ought to look forward and live my life looking forward. I get an eternity rather than an eternity of not that. That's how I look at it. I'm not a superficial religious man. I was baptized in 2015 in a river. Anybody on a negative view would have saw my life going. After that, I didn't see it that way. It built my faith up stronger, is what it did. And it made me realize, hey, Chris, you're just a man. That's all you are. You're just a man. That's all I am. And if you believe in a faith, it seemed like that was the better my life went. The less I believed in that faith, the worse my life went. I think I'll go in the better way. Seems like life gets better all the time. Just saying. You know? I'm not gonna try to preach to anyone, but I tell you, my faith brought me to a better place. I'm a much happier, much more filled human being because of it.
That's right. Yeah, yeah,
No matter if it's Buddhist, Hindu, I don't care. Hey, I want to promote whatever faith is leading you in a positive direction. I don't care. You could be Jewish. You could be, you could be Catholic. I don't care as long as it's leading you in a positive, loving, all-encompassing faith. I won't talk ill with you. That's not us. That's not me. That's not who we are. Hallelujah.
yeah. No, I mean it's you.
You've got to believe in something. If you don't, you're a dismal son of a bitch these days, aren't we?
You look around. The reality is the same reality I had when my dad passed away in front of me. And I looked around and I'm like, my God, you can't take none of this with you. None of it. And, you know, it's, you're just happy with, I'm happy with what I got. I mean, it's, I kept what I wanted to keep and that was it. We got rid
You
of
know,
it.
I mean, I have the best of living conditions, but I have the best of mindset, and I'm growing. As
Yeah.
the further older I get,
Yeah.
that to me is all the more important. I could be living, dude. I would be happy in an adobe hut.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I would, as long as my bills are paid. I paid the people who own the land, and I'm there, and it's not, I'm not sweating profusely, and I'm cool and having a good time playing my guitar.
That's it, brother. That's it. That's it.
It's a very cheap level of appreciation, but I know in other countries they have much worse, and God bless them, and many of them, and that's what's strange. I'm in a country that I could have much more, and I understand that if I hustled and bustled and pushed, but I'm content with what it takes to survive and not to complain about it. I'm I'm happy to my creator. Hey, I've got I've got what I need, not what I want.
That's it. What you need, not what you want.
It's not what you can't always get what you want, but if you try sometime, you might
That's
just
right.
find you can get what you need. And fucking Rolling Stones couldn't have been more right on than that. You know, need and want are two different places. Occasionally, I dip back into need, but you know, once you get out of need, you got to realize you need to stay out of want, because want won't get you anything but wanting more. Right? You know, satisfaction. I can get satisfaction. Hell yeah. I know. It's a well guarded secret. It sure is. Where we at? Where's this pen? Yeah, oh yeah, indica. Oh yeah, indica. You're bowling indica. Indica pen
Yeah,
was
yeah.
at 92.8%. Yeah, very, very high potency. It's like taking shots of whiskey, but with marijuana.
Hang on, I'm plugging these
Yeah,
into the charge. This in here, they're dead in the water. I'm gonna plug these in.
let's see what we got. Come on, come on, come on. Yeah. Nobody else said shit since you and I. Chat's kind of dead. I know I love that setup, man. It's fucking beautiful.
To find my earbuds tomorrow. I've got an extra set. I broke one set, and I know I have an unused pair of earbuds. I gotta go on a mission. Find those tomorrow.
I walked into a Guitar City and um, they had they had this set of ears on sale. And the fucking salesman was like, I don't know. I'm going to have to go up to the front and see if they got a stash of them up there. And I walked not 5 feet from where we were talking, and there was a display of like about 40 of them. And I grabbed the box, and like, I think I'll be good with these. What a rookie, man. What a Guitar City. Don't go there. Don't take your shit there either. Go to a private guy who will clean. I took my guitar, put $160 into having it kind of beefed up, cleaned and everything. They didn't even clean the fretboard, dude. They didn't even clean the fretboard on my guitar. What the fuck, man? I had a cover over my Jackson pickup. I don't even know what happened to it. They didn't even include it in what they gave me back. I had a plastic cover over my Jackson pickup. It looked different from the one below it, but that's what I had on it, and that's the way I liked the sound of it. They took it off, and all of a sudden, in the high string, it was fouling out. After that, it's like, what the fuck did you do to my guitar? And they didn't even clean the neck, dude. I'll never take. I will buy equipment from them, but I will never let them service my guitar ever again. Guitar City, go fuck yourself. You got amateurs working there that don't know what the fuck you're doing. I told them, put the same gauge of guitar strings that are on it. They were 9s. They put 10s on there, dude. It's like, dude, there's a big difference between 9 and 10s, you jackasses. Why did you give me 10s? Why? Because you thought I would like them better? What the fuck? They're still on there, and I'm waiting to wear them down. It'll take a year or two. I still have another brand new set of 9s waiting. I'm wearing them down as much as I can, especially in the 2 top highs. I stretch them as much as I can, and I beat on. What can I say? I've always been kind of an amateur, but I got my own style, and that's the way I've always looked at it. If I don't follow everybody else, I create my own style.
Well, that's the magic. It's like in 2019. 2019. I kind of 17 years of a small group of musicians that I worked with. we toured 15 years,
Nice.
and by 2021, everyone had gone their own way, and I thought maybe it's time.
Right.
You've reached a point in your life. Just do for you now. Do your thing. Fuck everything else. And uh, and that's what happened. I just said, no, I'm going back to my roots, and
Absolutely.
I just didn't look back. That was it. So here it is today.
Hell yeah, man. I'm enjoying it. I am. I just get so tired of. My problem was, I know I've mentioned it before. When I first started out, it was like, I don't want to go to the bar and play and have all the groupies and the, and the drugs. I don't want to do that. I want to go into the studio and learn more. And I didn't have guys that were willing to do that with me. Let's get lessons. Let's learn to build our knowledge on what we're doing here with our fingers, like it does on a piano board. And it just seemed like everybody was more interested in the bar rather than the studio. I've been kind of doing my own thing ever since then. I look for guys that let's teach me. I want to learn, dude. I am like an open book. I haven't developed a lot of bad habits, and I'm ready to learn the good habits. The thing I got going for me is, see that thumb? It was almost taken off by a chainsaw. And I had it relocated. And I'm so behind. My thumb naturally lies right in the middle of both of all that. See what I mean? Most people's thumbs lie up here. My thumb naturally lies in the middle of my hand. So me controlling what I'm doing on the neck, I can do it blindly. I don't know any other way to explain that. But I've never been taught. You know what? If I could sit down with Zach Wild for 2 weeks, oh my God, the man I would be afterwards. Or Dario Lorena. I'd rather sit down with Dario Lorena. You know who he is? From Black Label Society. I'd rather sit down with Dario. Dario to me is like a future. In the future, he'll be like Joe Satriani. I know you know Satch. Satch.
Marino, Timbali, Satriani,
Vi, Stevie Vi. Yeah.
Steve Vai is a big thing around here.
I've always loved their music, and as long as God rest his soul, Eddie Van Halen, one hell of a guitarist, man, lead guitarist. Hell yes, man. I've always looked at them, the guys. I'm not a lead. I like rhythm and a little bit of lead combined. That's me. I'm not a Gary Rickraff. I tell you that's who first inspired me was Gary. Gary and Gary Rickraff and it'll take me a minute because he's a real old guitarist, lead guitarist. I'll have to bring it up somewhere. Bring it up on my yeah. I can't even remember. It's the buzz I've got on. It's on the library. Let's go. tell you in just a minute. I'll tell you. You'll remember the old name. I love Wolfgang Van Halen, by the way. Wolfgang is a hell of a young man.
Listen to any Rush.
I know shit. Rush. I've watched a lot of Rush. Oh my god.
I like the early Rush. Real early.
The new oh, what was it? Not Bluesicle. Tony Iommi. His newer stuff today, fucking blows my mind, man. Out of My Mind. Have you heard that? When they do Out of My Mind in the video, they show that machine you got right behind you there spinning. It's badass, man.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, that one. That was much faster, but they show it going slower. But Out of My Mind. Ian Gilliam. Yeah, it's badass. See, Joe. What was that band I was thinking of? Have you heard of Chevelle? There's a band called Chevelle. They've got some pretty hot tracks out there, man. God, I can't remember the name of that band, man. The whole song. Oh well. That's because I got a pen. Oh yeah. Yeah, I usually have some rhythm and blues in the background. There we go. I just hadn't brought the volume up in a while. But yeah, that machine in your background there spinning, that seems to be a, I don't know. I spent a lot of time tripping in my earlier years, and I listened to different engineered songs, different engineered kind of themes. Pink Floyd has a fucking what you call that they have the exclusive rights on what it is and the effects on tripping with sound. If it's not Floyd, it's their sound engineer, man. Except for here's the difference. Someone in Floyd, and I suspect it was Sid. He sat back one night with an old radio tripping, flipping through the stations on bebop. He happened to flip over onto classical music, and he was like, why are there dimensions in this and there's not in rock music? You understand what I'm saying? Classical music had dimension to it. Rock at the time did not. They had Bill Haley's rock around the clock shit. They did not have Dark Side of the Moon stuff, dude. That's where I think that's where Sid was their guy who did more LSD and went, turn up the Moog. The Moog synthesizer.
Oh, yeah.
And it started doing things that, to this day, I think maybe the military knows about it, but not many other people do, dude. The different moods and emotions you can bring out with that fucker when you're tripping. Oh my God, man. I have learned so much about it. This is what I did. I worked in this shop. When I first got there, they were listening to country music. Production was, I started saying, hey, the rest of us want to listen to rock at least half the day. Production went up a little bit. Dudes with a twang shit quit. Let's go full-time rock and roll in this shop. Production tripled, dude. I watched it happen. Here's what I noticed. What I did was I'd play Pink Floyd and I had the ability to raise the equalization level in what I was recording. And I'd raised it up about 2 bars on every point. People were getting shit done, dude. It was crazy, the production level. From the day I stepped in to the day I walked out, they were quadrupling the fucking production, dude. It was crazy. You can't imagine. When you play country, everybody slows up. You play rock and roll or anything upbeat, and everybody seems to fucking do their job and be happy they did it. The Japanese did studies on that shit fucking 40 years ago, dude. I just happened to enhance it with the equalizer and pump it up a little bit. Everybody listen to my fucking boombox. Oh, about 3 foot across, about 2 foot tall, about 1.5 feet wide. And I'd crank out my music all day, every day. And it seemed like it just fucking beefed up the production and everybody was doing their fuck. Everybody was happy rather than, man, the days sure drag on here. People were telling me, I work here. They started working there. It's like, why do the days go so by quick? Because you're beating to the music, you can recognize it, and it's just something that's enjoyable. Pink Floyd. They should put Pink Floyd in every fucking factory in America. I'm telling you, man. Or even this kind of rhythm and blues. You'd want to get your shit done, man. You'd be smooth about it. We all know that's what the feeling it brings out in you, dude. Not twang, I lost my wife, my truck, my dog. You know, rather than, oh yeah, let's get it done. You see what I mean? There's a whole different mindset that goes with the type of music you're listening to these days. And I happen to catch on to it my younger years. That's why I don't listen to music that puts me down. It makes me feel down, man. I can't do it. I listen to rap. It's like it wants to beat in my head. I need to be rebellious. I don't want to listen to that kind of music. I want to listen to that kind of music that makes me want to feel good about not only myself but everybody around me. You realize all these videos. I'm trying to lure a future woman into my life. I wanted her to see real me. You too? There are not many out there. All the good ones are married, but a few. Unfortunately. Yeah, look at chat. I don't think anybody's there, but I'm gonna look anyway. Oh, library live. Oh, there we are. Yep, yep. There's nobody else there in the chat. How many are in there? Hey, I've got 96 subscribers now. 4 more and I hit 100. Yay! I've got over 100 videos already.
You got over 100, yeah. Way to go.
Yeah, it's more on advice, things I've experienced in life. Growing up from a teenager in a big city, and then moving up into basically out in the woods. I love it, man. And I'm back in the big city now, and I'm trying to get back up north where I was. I'd rather be in a little bitty town where you make 500 people to the town. They got one little Dollar General store. I'd be happy with that. I'm trying to get up to just such a town. My grandparents had a gas station in just such a town. My parents had a restaurant in just such a town. Tustin, Michigan. Just about 20 miles south of Cadillac, Michigan. If I could find an apartment in that town, you couldn't stop me from going there. I'd be there in no time. But, those are once in a lifetime kind of wishes. But it's still it's a little bitty ass town. Dude, I used to have an RC. I had 2 RC or radio control cars. On a Sunday, I could race them through the middle of town, Main Street. Dual. And nothing would ever bother them. That's how little bit of traffic ever went through there. Maybe around 10 o'clock when church traffic was changing up. Other than that, dude, I right through the middle of town. It was crazy, man. I keep telling everybody, West Central Michigan is a hidden gem. There's not as many people. There's a lot of freedom. And everybody tries to just get along with one another, dude. As long as, you let people know, hey, I see your kids getting in trouble or being in, or not, or, someone else, you're good, man. You know what I mean? Here's the thing. I did landscaping up there for about 9 years. I broke down one time in this little bitty town called Marion. I didn't get out of my truck more than 10 minutes, and a farmer was pulling up to me, asking me if I needed any of his help. I had a truck and a trailer with a mower behind me, mower on a trailer. 20 minutes later, another farmer pulls up and asks me the same thing. 5 minutes later, another farmer pulls up and asks me the same thing. 20 minutes later, another farmer happened to be going into town and stopped and asked me the same thing. These farmers had great concern of me being broke down. 4 of them within like a half hour. I already called my boss. He had a wrecker coming and another replacement truck for me to hook up to the trailer. But it was the friendliness of those 4 farmers that made me very, very happy where I was at, man. You know what I mean? They didn't care who I worked for, They just cared that I was sitting there on the side of the road not moving. And they were local. I used to mow 3 different cemeteries in that town. That's why I was there. One would take me 8.5 hours. The other 2 take me about 2 hours each. 2 days up in that area. A little time to spare. I tell you, the best job I ever had was delivering newspaper for Detroit News, Detroit Free Press. 7 days a week. I'd get up at about midnight, get to the drop site at 12:30, between 12:30 and 1 o'clock, pick up my papers, drive 140 miles after that. By the time I was done, morning traffic was just starting to pick up. I loved it, man. I guess 7 days a week. Sundays were the hardest because I had more customers, because I had Sunday onlys for the Detroit News. But that was fun. Yeah, I enjoyed the hell out of that. Let's get that music down a little bit.
Heck yeah, brother.
Man, I tell you, my first real endeavor with looking for vinyl. I remember walking in to a store in the northern part of my town, which was predominantly one color. I was looking for Curtis Mayfield.
No shit. Okay, I'm with you, man. Okay.
Yeah, Curtis Mayfield.
Good taste. Good taste, man. Now you're going way back too.
I tell you, every black man, there was like about 8 black men in there, and they were looking at me like I was, what the fuck? I was the only white boy that ever came into the record shop looking for Curtis Mayfield.
Yeah, you know, and oh heck yeah, that shows. You see, it's called culture.
Yes, exactly.
Culture, brother. And
Yep.
if you don't have culture, you don't have a country.
Curtis Mayfield. I think he was Freddie's Dead, Pusher Man. What was the main one he did? That wasn't Shaft. That was Shaft. He did Shaft.
That was oh crap.
That was Curtis Mayfield. Shaft.
No.
No.
Shaft was that was it wasn't Barry White, right?
No. You know, I'm going to look that up while we're right here. I think Curtis Mayfield did do Shaft. He did the original version of it. Let me.
Going Motown days, brother.
Yep, and that's what it was. It was a Motown Records distribution place that I got his album from. Let's see. Isaac Hayes. Yeah, Isaac Hayes. That's who I'm thinking might have done it originally. Well, he did it in 2002. I
used to listen to a lot of the Quiet Storm stuff coming out, late night radio. back in the New York days, I could pick stations up coming out of Detroit.
Damn. Yeah, I remember being able to have FM radio antennas and be able to do that, to direct them to pull in certain radio stations back in the day, man. I used to pull into Chicago. My favorite, though, because it was local, was WLAV FM, Grand Rapids. I recorded a lot of cassettes from They do album hour, and I'd record the entire album, whatever they were playing. No commercials. That way you get the full album on cassette. It was badass back in the day. I'm trying to. Curtis Mayfield. Superfly. It wasn't Shaft, it was Superfly. Yeah, I remember that. That was his big song back in the day. Superfly.
Yeah, man. Oh yeah. Yeah. Just I was always way into the I was just attracted to the R&B.
Yeah, me too.
I think that because of that, in the 80s, I worked out of a prominent studio in Midtown Manhattan called Unique Recording.
Yep.
And
I was really attracted to Chicago back in the day, man. Because of all the instruments that Chicago implemented, all the horns, man, Chicago had it down, man. I thought, why aren't more rock and roll bands like this to have more brass in them?
Well, you know, everyone in Chicago had a very strong, I don't want to say jazz background, but they had a very strong knowledge of the cycle of fifths.
Yeah, they had a lot of sax. They had a lot of, Chicago had their share of saxophone players. I think that's what did that. I can't remember who was big back then, but there's a big one back in Chicago in the 70s, late 70s, early 80s from Chicago. He was a sax player. I used to follow him, man. You know, we're talking 40 years ago. Yeah. Yeah. It's a great time. Hey, thanks for coming, man. I appreciate you being here. You remind me of Steven Tyler. I can't help but think that every time I look at you.
All right, wait a minute. Here, I'll make a night. Hold on. That's. Let's see. I heard. This blew my mind the other day. I went up to the Dollar General and I had where'd they go? Here they are.
Hey, Rita, bring it up.
I've heard a lot of different things. All right, there you go.
Right on, man. Character means it all.
That's the normal day look. I go up there, guy says, man, you look like Johnny Paycheck. I go, that's a first.
Johnny Paycheck. I'm not a country fan, not at all. Rock and roll, rhythm and blues. You start talking country, I'm going to go the opposite direction. Although I was raised on, I watched so many brown bags full of beer cans and Country Cavalcade Volume 1 through whatever it was, dude. Oh my God. I've listened to them all. I was raised, my mom doing that with my grandma and grandpa and aunts and uncles. And oh my God, dude. That's why I associate completely alcoholism with country music. It'll drive you there. you, you listen to too much country, you'll become an alcoholic. Your dog will fucking run away, and your wife will leave you. You listen to rock, and your old lady will become more sensual and more loving and forgiving. Wow, that's weird, isn't it? You'd think. And they still keep picking the fucking drunks over us potheads. What the fuck is up with that, man?
Yeah.
They'll pick a. Here's the thing: you take and put 99 of us potheads in a room and one alcoholic, right? You bring a woman into that room and say, "Now pick out the most attractive man to you." She'll pick the fucking alcoholic.
I know.
Isn't that strange? That's fucking odd. It's like, what the fuck? You'll pick the one man who will do the worst to you over 99. What the fuck, man? Hey, I've been single for over 2 decades. Look at how I look. I can walk into a bar and get laid. But I don't want to walk into a bar and get laid. I want a real woman. I want a woman of substance. They don't exist. I'm sorry, but they don't exist, dude. They don't. I've been looking. Once in a great while, I pick up on a good one. And it's like, wow, maybe. Oh, you'd rather go with a dude that in 2 weeks you'll fuck him and then decide to throw him away. I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy.
That's it.
Besides, in 2 weeks, you're not going to fuck me. I want to know who you are, woman. I want to make sure you're all of what you talk about. And I want to show you that I'm all about what I talk about. They don't want to go there, dude. That's too fucking much for women today. But they want to put all kinds of fucking ifs, ands, or buts on the top of their fucking list. But the minute we go, be of substance and of character. 2. They're gone, man. Or they're married and they're good women, dude. They're still married and they're good women, dude. There are married women who are, oh my God, they couldn't be more perfect fucking wives in the world. The only one you're going to find is one who either got divorced and then realized that she was of that quality and character, or one that her husband passed away just a few years ago.
Yeah.
You know, and at the same time, us guys who come into that situation, we don't want to be a comparison to what you had before. And we don't want to live off of what he built up for the 2 of you. They don't understand that. They don't get that part of it. It's like, I don't want to live off from what the 2 of you built up. No. It's almost like that kind of woman is impossible because they're expecting one kind of man and most men won't go there. Have you noticed that? Women's expectations are in this kind of it's like looking at an equalizer and all the different levels. They want a guy who's all these balances. I'm sorry, but That was who you had before. We're not that. We're this, and it may be slightly fucking. There are different balances, but in the minute you say, "Look, I'm not that, but I am this," oh, you're not what I'm looking for. Women have become too particular. I'm sorry, but they have. Men aren't as particular. Fuck me, feed me, treat me good. You're a good woman. Tell me there's more. Fuck me, feed me, treat me like I'm important to you. What man is gonna go, I don't want that? What man on this planet is gonna go, not a single man? Because their pickers are broken. I've been saying that too for decades. Women pickers. But how they pick men, they're broken. They keep here's the thing. And I've looked at the research data. Women want a man who's wealthy. I'm sorry, but women today aren't exactly valued at $8,000 a year and under. They're valued much higher. They're waiting for a man that they wish existed. And once they realize that there is only 1 out of 3, I've looked at the statistics, there's only 1 out of 300,000 men that make the kind of money that they're looking for. 1 out of 300,000. Whose expectations are out of fucking date here, dude?
Exactly.
It's the women. What I look for is a woman who I can look at and say, I will split all the costs, expenses, labor, to maintain. Well, you got to make twice, 3 times what I make. What the fuck? That's the way they are today, dude. It's like, wait a minute, I'm willing to split 50-50 right down the fucking middle.
Yeah, well, that was called dedication. That's out the window.
And at the same time, I don't want to live in a neighborhood that's far. I can't afford the vehicle to live there, let alone the fucking rent. I'm going to live in a fucking low neighborhood, be able to afford a medium car, and build up from there. And these women are like, no, I want to jump into posh living, 2,200 square feet of living space, blah, blah, blah. These women are so unrealistic, dude. And a guy's saying, look, feed me, fuck me, pay your half. They're gone, man. Those women, those kind of women who want to be equals are gone.
Yeah.
Doesn't it seem like it? They're gone, man. Because they would rather have a fantasy going on in their fucking head than the truth of there's not a billion fucking men out there who could afford what I'm looking for. I used to have a saying for it when I lived up north. I noticed that the further north you went, the more the big women to all the alcoholics became more important.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
The more they drank, the more beautiful these great big fucking cunts became. It was like, dudes, you'll abuse a beautiful blonde woman, but you'll treat a fat, fucking nasty whore like she's gold. It was completely opposite of what it was south. You
Yeah.
see what I'm saying? It's like they'll treat an ugly fat woman like she's gold, but they'll treat a blonde, beautiful woman like she's such a whorish slut.
Yeah.
I couldn't get it. And here's the bad. And here's what threw me away from the right kind of women, dude. Because of my morals, the big, ugly, fat, whorish women were attracted to me, but not the beautiful, beautiful blonde women that I had the same exact equal morals with. That's weird in the North, dude. It's so fucking weird. I witnessed it time and time again, dude. I'd pick a blonde woman that she was beautiful, dude. And I approached her the way a normal guy does, you know. It's like, hey, you know. It was like, well, and then I come to find out, look back, the man that they were with was abusive, cheated on them, slapped the fuck out of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm not that kind of guy, man. I've never been that kind of guy.
Right.
But they were attracted toward the kind of guy that would abuse them like that. It blew my fucking mind.
Yeah.
I just couldn't understand it, dude. That's why I couldn't find a woman in the North. So I came back down here to the South about 4 years ago. And I'm looking around. Too many guys down here my age have bullshitted the fuck out of everybody. And I'm the guy going, what the fuck happened? It's like, hey, good women. No, you're like it. No, you're like him. But I wasn't around then. I've never been like them. But because there's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 20, 30, I'm right in the fucking category with the rest of them. Automatically. You know why? Because I don't have a secure home, a vehicle, a summer place or a place up north, all the quads, and all the other shit that goes along. Because I don't have all that, because the ex-wife got it all. I'm a bad guy. What the fuck? You know what? What the fuck, man? I raised 3 stepchildren to be very, very independent, upstanding people, and this is the thanks you get. You know. Who else is here? There's nobody else here. I've got to bring up the chat. Wow. I don't think there's anybody but us here anyway, bro. Yeah, there's just us.
I don't see anyone in the chat.
Yeah, that's all right, man. We're cool. Oh, yeah.
No, hey, totally cool. I mean, very few channels that I go to because I just politically unconnected from everything. And
Right.
I was on Brooklyn Audit, and that led to Devo.
Right, Devo. That's
And,
probably what we connected, right?
and that's what led to this. And I thought, let me take a new approach to my channel and try and get this thing started. Tomorrow,
Right.
I gotta find my other earbuds. It's like, that'll solve a lot of problems real quick. Uh,
Yeah.
but got the channel kick started. And
Yeah,
so
right here. Hey, I love the lie the other day, man. That was fucking beautiful.
appreciate
Yeah,
totally.
I love anything live and raw like that. I,
I, I've got better mics, but what I have to do is I have to get an adapter so I can use the shotgun mic and and then use the earbuds
that
without it.
that or that or there's a connector you can get for your mics. I used to get all kinds of advertisement for them. I can't remember their. It's a little bitty box that you plug your mic into, and everything else goes linked to it, so that when
Yeah,
you use StreamYards and that, it'll link
that's it.
everything.
Yep, I've seen that. So
I
uh,
can't remember their name though. Yeah, you've seen it. Yeah,
I
I
saw
keep
that
getting all
box
these
on
goddamn
Amazon.
StreamYard commercials. It drives me crazy. Ever since I started paying for it, I get oodles of commercials, not only on my phone, on my laptop, but also my Roku for
Would you?
StreamYard.
Yeah, I thought about just doing the basic plan with them. Mm,
That's where I'm at right now. It's
yeah,
25
I'm
a
all
month.
for it.
You know,
I am definitely all for it.
that way I can bring up guests, at the very at the least.
Yeah,
But
I don't.
you can do the free one like you were doing and just broadcast, dude. And it came out great. I
Yeah,
enjoyed it all, man. As a matter of fact, there was at one point I pulled out my guitar and started playing along. What little I could do, but and I think that's kind of what it's about. Get in there and jam with. I couldn't broadcast along with side with you, but hey, I enjoyed the sound of it.
I'm gonna get that little box. I'm trying to get it. I can't get it by tomorrow, but uh, it's on Amazon. Yeah, it
Yeah,
uses a different connector for the iPhone, and I already got that. So I'm ready to
right.
go for that.
Oh, cool, man.
But no, yeah, I guess I'm gonna charge up the phone and uh, find something to snack on here.
Right on, man. Hey, Jay Blues, thank you for coming up. I appreciate it, brother.
Totally, man. Likewise.
Hey, right on,
It's an honor, brother.
right on. We'll be jamming one day, or I'll be jamming to what you're doing.
Anytime, brother. Anytime.
All right,
Peace and love, and I'll see you soon.
right on, brother. Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, brother. Peace out.
Oh yeah, everybody. That's the kind of connections we want to make here. Jay Blues. Check out his website. The man has his shit going on. He doesn't have a bunch downloaded, but what I heard was just blew my mind. I'm impressed. Far beyond what I can do here. Anyway, I'm just an amateur playing guitar, man. Hell yeah. Let's bring up the live again. I don't think there's anybody there, but you know what? This will go in. This will go in part of it. All I gotta do is turn, strap on the old girl. Anthony Girl. Ooh, I know what side to pick. Picks a bit, but it doesn't pick yeah. We gotta lower the sound though. Oh my goodness. Oh, you gotta put the weight up. chat, see what's come up. Nobody? Come on, kids. Come on. At least one of you's come up. The goddamn one of you. Oh, that's depressing. Gator! Come on, Gator. Gator Skies Exploration. Man, jump a bunch of people. Ooh, that's Looking for those to play with. You don't want to sit in the bar. I want to sit in the studio, kids. All right, that's going to be it for me tonight, guys. I've tried to bring them. Everybody wants to play everybody else shit rather than make their own, you know. And that's the hard part that I'm finding. I've always found that I've looked for more years than most of you've been playing. That's all right. Y'all keep playing to somebody else's stuff and never discover your own worth. I'm gonna knock you for that. Really? There we go. We're in the pedal effect. Got so much. I'm so tired of chord kids. I'd rather deal with them. Cordless stuff. It just seems more efficient. We set this aside. We set. I put that not very corner that long during the daytime. It's always away from my daytime activities. And I don't want to harm my excuse me, video. I'm going to show off the main power of that. Hey, 1 second, please. Yeah. All right, folks. Thanks, kids, for being patient. Hey, I had to play a little bit. I hope those of you follow my channel, catch up on that. Watch that. If not, hey, you know, that's okay. Huh? I need to watch ours. It'd be nice. Let's see. Let's see. J Blues shot out of here already. Good to see you, man. Thank you, J Blues, for coming in. Skinner, I appreciate every moment you come in. I don't think people quite understand who you are. That's all right. I am beginning to get a better vision every time you post a video. And that's who you are. You're not surface. That's greatly appreciated here. All right, let's see who else. That's pretty much it. J. Dale Skinner Monarch. Thank you. Appreciate it, brother. Appreciate you being here. I'll see you probably on Devo's Weed Chronicles. I'm always promoting them. So I'm there most of the time. Not every single time, but I'm there for the most part. Watch what's going on. Seeing who else new comes up. Maybe I can invite to my channel. And they do give us that opportunity. On Devo's Weed Chronicles, you can post your own website. Sometimes even a couple of their mods will do that for you. They'll post your website. He does lives on there. I do lives like I am right now. And his are earlier. He's in Oklahoma. It's better. I guess it's a better time frame. I'm probably a better time frame right now for Cali. What, like 10 o'clock right now in Cali? 10, 9, something like that. Hey. Cheers to y'all. Let's party, huh? They probably have as that as, our children. They don't party like a child. No, I party like an adult. Bit more responsible about what's going to happen the next day after whatever I done tonight. I kind of think ahead. I'm not one to risk a reputation over an opinion. So many are. Oh, let them be them. Yeah, there's the yawn. And we're starting to get towards the end here, folks. That's all right. Let's go. Hey, I've got over 100 videos already. And I know we've got half of that. And they've got a hell of a lot more subscribers and followers. That's all right. It's coming, guys. And I'm glad to see you here. Oh, no, I'm not Hulk Hogan. Hey, brother. I'm not Hulk Hogan. This is Chris. And I will see the rest of you in the future. And what I'm really hoping for, I have to really admit this. What I'm really shooting for is that my grandchildren, at least one of my grandchildren, who's more like me than he is like his dad, will see this. And it'll have an impact on him. Let's bring that young man to Grandpa. That's what I keep looking for. One day on his own mind and his own way of doing things. I can't convince my son that I was a good dad when I was, and he'd like to see it otherwise and project it otherwise. But I can show my grandchild, hey, I got videos. Sit back and watch them. See if I don't mention you a lot. See, I mentioned your dad a little bit, and I'm not going to sit here and disgruntle about our indifferences with your dad. What I want to do is I want to show you the familiarity between me and my more genetically identical, which is your grandchild. You're more genetically identical with your grandchild than you are your own sibling, your own son, your own siblings, any of them. Your grandchild is more like you here. And that's what I'm trying to reach with my grandchild eventually. And inevitably. Because his dad won't be. His dad will try to stop it, but eventually my grandchild will have his own YouTube, and he'll look up my name and go, Grandpa's been talking about me this whole time. That's right, grandchild. My firstborn grandchild to my son. My name is Christopher. I hope your name is Wesley. That was my father's first name. That was your father's defiance to name you. We need to talk more about our connection. And we need to talk about your father and my disconnection. That's more important to me. Our connection. His intentional disconnection from me. I don't want to push blame on him. was what his mama brought him into. Your grandma. That's not my doing. Unfortunately, she wouldn't allow it. But we're here and we're now. And I'm probably gone by now. But I want you to know, grandson. Grandpa cared about your morals very much. Be moral, grandson. Be moral than I was. Be over judgmental. I don't think that's going to net you anything negative in the end. Be baptized. Don't care where it's done or how it's done. Be baptized. Those are the things I pass on to my grandchildren. And as many videos as I haven't stressed that enough. And I will. Grandson, or grandsons and granddaughters, and or. I know I've got at least one grandson, like I said, Wesley. There may be his sisters and brothers after that. I care just as much about you as him. And I want you to know your morals. Understand them and abide by them. You'll get by your looks than you will anything else. So look after. Look what you image. Thank you, everyone. Hey, I'm going to get out of here, kids. It's got to get away from me. I'd like to thank those who came up. Jay Blues, Monarch, good to see you, bro. And Skinner, as always. Hey, I'm going to get out of here. I hope everyone has had a good night. Better tomorrow. I heard this once somewhere. I wish the best of your yesterday be the worst of your tomorrow. Peace, kids.